Beast mode. Novak Djokovic, an animal, again today, back against the wall several times, and he just refuses to lose. And these next geners refuse to win. That's how you sum up the match. Novak Djokovic, in the most critical moments, played the best tennis, while Denis Shapovalov had his share of chances. There was plenty of points where Novak played amazing tennis. There's nothing you could do about it. His responses were incredible, serving, volleying at the most clutch times and making some amazing volleys. Love that serve and volley, the backhand volley to the open court in that first set. Love the falling down. How about the falling down? What a good lesson that is. Falling down, but keeping the racket face up, making the volley. Novak, you're just not going to beat this dude. On the flip side, Denis Shapovalov, as many awesome points as Novak played in big moments, Denis didn't show up in the big moments. There was plenty of other points that, even though Novak played great on so many big points, on a lot of big points, the ball's right there on Denis's racket, and he did not play the same. He choked. There's no other way you can put it, guys, right? Novak didn't choke in the big moments, and Denis did choke in the big moments, and that was the difference in this very, very entertaining three-set match. I feel that Novak got through and got by, which is a testament to just how awesome he is. Like I said, I think he's the greatest of all time. He won this match, in my opinion. You can let me know as a Novak fan what you think. I thought he won this match without his best stuff, okay? He still had special moments. He did some amazing things, but I don't think we saw Novak's best stuff today. And he still won in 3 sets against one of the most promising next-geners who refused to step up and win. You know, a big point to win that first set. Denis Shapovalov, he's got a sitter forehand. What does he do? He hits it out. Okay. There's another point. Had a nice forehand. Should have hit a heavy ball. He's 3 feet behind the baseline. He hits it into the net for no reason. It's like, it's weird. Denis Shapovalov, to me, played with a clear mind for 95% of the match. And then on the big points, he lost his mind. He would always choose the wrong shot on the biggest points, and Novak would always choose the right shots. And I just I'm so inspired by Novak in that he's just so tough. We know that there's lots of people out there that love Novak, but we also know there's lots of people that don't. And it doesn't matter. That's how he celebrates his wins too. He's just like, I don't care. I am the greatest. He's the greatest. And I also love, you know who I'm really loving? Is Goran Ivanisevic. That guy looks mean in the stands, doesn't he? When he was playing, he was so thin, rail thin. Now he's like big, brawny dude, got the beard. He's got this look on his face like he's about to kill 10 people. I don't know. I kind of like it. And so it's Novak and his team versus the world, although Novak still has millions of people that love him, but sometimes it does feel like everything's against Novak. But again, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. You cannot take this dude out, and you cannot take anything away from him. He is just nails on big points. And what I loved is Novak, one of the best ground stroke players of all time, one of the best baseliners of all time. Big points, what did he do? How many times was he clutch with that serve and volley? Okay, so again, this is why the GOATs like Roger, Novak, and Rafa keep getting better and better, is they keep adding new wrinkles to his game. They keep improving. And Novak added another wrinkle this year at Wimbledon. Big points, I'm serving and volleying. And he there were some great returns by Shapovalov that he handled and made some clutch volleys. That was another big reason he won. Okay, let's see here. Let's see what you guys are thinking. If you guys are tuning in, let me know your comments. What do you thought about this match? And then also, it's going to be a Berrettini-Djokovic final. What are you guys thinking about the final? I kind of think Berrettini is a great player. Big win over Hurkacz today, but to me, it's a foregone conclusion just start engraving. You can engrave right now Novak's name on the trophy for number 20, a three-way tie for GOAT, and then they're going to go to the U.S. Open. And I think at the U.S. Open, by the end of this year, Novak will have one of the best years in tennis ever. He might even win the Golden Slam because you can include the Olympics. He might pull it off. We know he's hungry to do it. And then there's no debate, guys. There is no debate. So for all you Novak fans, by the end of the year, it's very, very possible that we will not have a three-way tie, that Novak will have 21 Grand Slams. I've been saying this since the Australian Open, by the way, that he'll have 21 Grand Slams, and no matter how you want to slice it, he's the GOAT. And he'll continue to be the GOAT because he'll continue to win these Grand Slams. Ollie says, I have to say, Novak didn't play well today overall. However, Berrettini is bound to be tight in the final. Yeah, Berrettini is going to be tight in the final, and Novak will even play better. Hi, Pete. Shapo ruined his chances himself. That's absolutely true, Bashkar. You know, he had plenty of chances to win this match, Shapovalov, or at least to get a set. I mean, he had so many chances, guys, so many break chances. He should have at least won a set. But there's something, and here's one thing. I want to give Shapovalov some credit because he's clearly getting more mentally tough. His results are getting more and more consistent. So, you know, I am proud that he lost the two sets. He could have easily gone away in the third set. He fought the entire time, walked off the court, put everything he had into the match, crying, walking off the court. I respect that. I'm not going to make fun of that. I think, he put his heart out there. You can't ask for anything more than that. But what I've been saying for years and years and years is the next gen, when are you going to take it? And today was a prime example. He had every chance in the world to at least take a set. He was playing well enough. He had the looks at the ball. Sometimes Novak made a play where you're just like, okay, Novak, that's why you're awesome. But there was other times where Shapovalov had the ball right where he wanted it, and he just could not finish. He couldn't do it. And that's been the knock on these guys for years. I mean, with Federer, Djokovic, and Nadal, we've had like 3 next-gen generations, not just one next-gen generation, who cannot take it from these guys. And Novak's kind of like the last man standing out of the 3, and you still can't take it from them. Let's see here. Novak looked tired today. I think he's a little tight. I don't think Novak was tired. I think he was tight. To me, especially on the backhand, that usually when he's in the zone, he's so free-flowing with it. When Novak's feeling his game, he's flattening that backhand out down the line. If you want to know how Novak's feeling, look at his backhand, especially look at his down-the-line backhand. When he's feeling good, he's crushing that thing down the line. I thought his backhand, which can be his best shot, was his tightest shot. It looked very tight today, and a lot of those balls were landing short on the backhand side. So I think that Novak was a little nervous. He sees the finish line, guys. Clearly he knows, okay, Roger is 40 now. He's passing. He's not taking it from me. Rafa didn't even play. Rafa is going to be, I think, less and less of a factor in these things as times go by, except for the French Open. Novak has got to be a little nervous, thinking, man, I just can't blow it. Like, there's the finish line. So I'm sure he's a little nervous today. That's what I think. Let's see what else you guys have to say. Do you think Grand Slams without 2 of the 3 are just boring? Well, I did say in the beginning, and I'm going to give it what do you guys rate this Wimbledon? I did say in the beginning, 2 weeks ago, I made a YouTube video saying Wimbledon might suck this year. And, I think Federer hanging around to the quarterfinals made it interesting. People, I think, were excited to see Shapovalov do well. And certainly the chance for Novak to win number 20 and have a 3-way tie for the moment, I think it won't last long. But to have a 3-way tie at 20 is pretty exciting. And then keeping the idea of the Golden Slam still alive is making Wimbledon interesting enough. But I don't think it's one of the most interesting Wimbledons of all time. It definitely feels a little empty with a lot of the legends, not really around. I mean, we're even talking about other types of legends like Del Potro and Ferrer and Songa, like a lot of people that we're used to getting excited about. They're just not in the picture anymore, and so it is a little bit of an empty feeling. But Shapovalov is knocking on the door more and more. He's kind of exciting to watch. Berrettini, I think a lot of people like Berrettini, and Novak. Hey, you gotta, whether you're a Novak fan or not, I think you gotta root for the greatness here. I'm totally pulling for Novak now. He's come this far. Why not do it all? Why not see him a three-way tie for GOAT? Why not leave that on the table of a chance to have a Golden Slam? I am rooting for that. Let me know whether you're a Novak fan, a Roger fan, or a Rafa fan. Are you rooting for Novak to pull off what is really impossible? But he's so damn good, it almost seems unlikely it won't happen, right? I mean, that's how good he is. Like, I think we'll be surprised if he doesn't pull off the Golden Slam now. Let's see here. Yes, he did not show his best stuff and still won. Choosing the right shot, that's experience right there. I think that's a great point that was just written here in the comments. Novak always chose the right shot at the right time, and Shapovalov didn't. His mind just got cloudy. There was one time where Novak, he came in, it was a decent slice approach shot, but he's running from outside the doubles alley, trying to cover the line. I thought Shapovalov had time to go cross court, but I think he overthought it, and then he missed the down the line shot way wide on a huge point. It's like every time there's a big point, Novak played it perfectly, and Shapovalov just, lots of times he just fumbled the ball. Shapovalov fumbled the ball at the 1 yard line sometimes. What do you think the key points are when you serve and volley? Well, I think, especially on the grass, you notice that Novak lots of times on the do side would pull the serve and volley play. I like that because he can hit that out wide serve to the forehand, open the court up to the backhand. Lots of nice serve and volley, beautiful backhand volleys today. And so I think Novak looks like he serves and volleys more on the do side because he can get his opponent more off the court. Really picked the spots well today. We've got an online teaching lesson here. Ryan from 2 Minute Tennis, and he's saying great live. Thank you, Ryan. Good to see you on here. Jason Lane, Novak always gets the one extra shot back more than anyone else. I think that is absolutely right. I mean, how many times today, again, Novak sliding out, on the grass, which is turning into dirt now, fully stretched out like Gumby. So go out there and practice your stretching, guys. I wish I would have been more flexible as a tennis player. And that flexibility, I mean, how many big points does he win by getting that extra ball back and then recovering? Not only just getting the ball back, but recovering. There was one great point where he got the ball way out here, then got on his horse and hit a beautiful backhand, just crushing passing shot, and clearly was a breaking point for Shapovalov. You saw Shapovalov. He was so frustrated after that point. Novak's mental is out of this world. We always praise Rafa for it, but I was wondering whether Novak is another level. I do think that's a great point by Thomas. I'm going to say this right now. I've said it. I've said it a bunch of times. Novak is the greatest player of all time. And I think lots of times Rafa gets credit for being the most mentally tough player of all time. I think that Novak Djokovic is the most mentally tough player of all time, as well as being the greatest player, for many reasons. First of all, when he gets his back against the wall, no one goes in lockdown mode better than Novak, where he just makes it almost impossible to win a point. He does not miss. He keeps a clear mind. Even if you see him lose his temper sometimes, when it's a big point, somehow he always plays the right shot. And here's another thing. Roger and Rafa, we know that they are the darlings of tennis. We just instantly fell in love with both of them, especially Roger. Novak, at times, people just resent his greatness, right? Because he broke up that bromance. He broke up the bromance that we love to watch, the Roger-Rafa final. We love that final. And he came in and stomped on it, crushed it, kicked it into the ground, and people don't like Novak for that. You can say it's, oh, he's arrogant. Well, how can you not be arrogant? He's won 20 freaking Grand Slams, okay? Overall, I think Novak is a good guy. Watch him in the interviews. He's always a good guy. I've seen him be great with the kids. What people don't like is that he broke up the bromance. And so not only is he performing great under the normal pressure of a match, but a lot of times when he's been in these big matches against Roger and Rafa, the crowd is clearly against him. And it's not like Novak has not worked hard to get in the good graces of everybody. You know, he's great in interviews. He's great with people. When you go to the tournament, watch how Novak interacts with the fans. He's fantastic. I saw it firsthand. And yet people don't like him. And so he's always the villain without actually being a villain. The guy is not a villain, but yet he's had to be the villain. And so, you know, he's tough as nails, guys. He's tough as nails. And I'm super proud of him. And I want him to win. I want him to win and get to be the GOAT because he deserves it. He's worked hard for it, that's for sure. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Hope Nole meet again in the U.S. Open. Hope to meet Nole? You want to meet Nole? Is that what you're saying? I don't quite understand that comment. Sorry. Chris says, Novak ensures that his lows never get too low. He plays excellent defense. He always performs well in tiebreakers. He wins points he should lose. Absolutely. Bottom line, Novak knows how to win. That is absolutely well said. Bernard says, same old story. These pretenders, Tsitsipas, Thiem, Medvedev, all right. You're right. Guys, I mean, you know, these players are awesome. There's no question that Tsitsipas is an amazing player. That Dominic Thiem is amazing. That Medvedev is great. That Denis Shapovalov, he played his ass off today. He played great tennis. But when it comes down to the most vital points, where it's put up or shut up, they do not play championship tennis, right? They show you all the talent. They show you all the potential. They show you that, yes, they could be champions, but when it's time to put up or shut up, they just don't deliver the goods. Again, credit to Novak for hitting great shots under a lot of pressure, playing the right shot at the right time. Unbelievable at times. But again, it's not like Denis did not have some damn good looks today. Shots that he would make in his sleep. Shots that he was, what I found interesting is how easy Shapovalov was winning points. Point after point after point. He made it look easy at times to win points against Novak. But when it became a big point, he'd have the same exact ball and he would miss. And this is what's been going on now for a very long time to where it's uncomfortable. It's getting awkward. You know, we've all been joking. There's how many, I guess you call them memes, have there been of Rafa and Roger and Novak where they make them like an old man, you know, still holding the trophy. But it's literally like happening. Okay, it's literally happening. So these guys just cannot take it from the GOATs. They just cannot. Won't be surprised if Novak ends up with 30 slams. I mean, that sounds far-fetched, but, you know, I mean, wouldn't be surprised. You know, you can win 4 a year, so he could do it. He absolutely could do it. Who's in his way? No one, really. Novak did nothing special today. Denis collapsed. Tom, I agree and I disagree. Novak did a lot of special things. First of all, just the courage, the decision-making for a great baseliner to, on big points, you know, say what? You know what? I'm freaking going to the net. I'm serving volleying. And then not only, I'm sure when he served and volleyed, his tactic was probably like, I hope maybe I get a weak return, or I hope he misses the return. But sometimes Denis hit a great return and Novak made some damn good volleys. Novak played some amazing points. I wouldn't say that Novak did nothing special today. What I will say is Novak definitely didn't play his best tennis. This was by far Novak's best performance. But at the same time, it is a great performance because he's able to bring out, you know, struggling, not playing his best tennis, Denis playing a very high level, but he still brings out his best tennis when it matters the most. So he did do a lot of special things. But Tom, I also agree with you in that Denis had so many looks, and couldn't convert one of them. Couldn't convert one of them. How many break points did Denis Shapovalov have today? I don't know. He had a lot of them. Guys. Let's see here. These pretenders don't have the endurance, the mental strength. I think you're absolutely right, Bernard. They do not have the mental strength to take it. One thing that is becoming more and more clear is that it's not going to be given to you. It is not going to be, you've got to take it. And we've seen throughout the history of tennis that the champions take it. They don't need a 10-year window to take one. You know, ever since I've grown up, I've said this a bunch of time on live streams. When I grew up, it was the McEnroe-Borg rivalry. And Borg held him off a couple times, then McEnroe took it from him. He's like, I'm the new guy. And then Lendl came. It took him a little while, but then Lendl took it from Mac. And then what happened is Becker came in. Then you had all these people like back to back. You know, then you had the Beckers, the Edbergs, Wielander. You had all these people coming in and taking it at an early age. Then you had Agassi and Sampras take it. Then you had Federer come in. Then right behind Federer was Nadal. Then Djokovic took a little while. I mean, imagine if Djokovic didn't have that learning curve of how to beat Rafa and Roger. What if he would have beaten, think about this. What if he would have beaten Roger in that first US Open final? I think that threw him back a good 3 to 4 years before he really peaked. That loss to Roger at the US Open. What if he took it that time? You know, he may already have 25, 30, like one of our comments said. So Novak was actually a late bloomer, but once he got going, man, he does not lose. Rafa will win the US Open. You know, that's not an outrageous statement to say Rafa win the US Open. Rafa, you know, you wouldn't think he'd do great at the US Open. And for many years, Rafa actually came into the US Open tired and didn't perform well at the US Open. But I would say over the last 5 or 6 years, you have to look at Rafa as maybe the best player at the US Open. So maybe Rafa will make a nice comeback at the US Open. Although, I don't know. I think he's enjoying his chilling right now because I saw Rafa, you know, lately he's been posting on Instagram. He's on his boat. I saw him watching TV with his family and they all had a beer at the table. I think Rafa is actually enjoying being off. I don't think he's working as hard as he usually does right now. And who knows, maybe Rafa is there going, I kind of like this chilling out. I kind of like that I'm not having to be in beast mode. Who knows? Who knows Rafa's future, guys? It looks like he's enjoying taking a little break. All right, I like Nole, Roger, Rafa, but Nole's the most. Okay. Center court, Novak on other side of the net, and Wimbledon semifinal was too much for Shapovalov to handle, absolutely. George Ryan says, I was impressed. Shapo didn't play important points well, but overall he showed heart. Yeah, I do think that even though we're all kind of bashing Shapovalov right now, there's no question that Shapovalov is maturing. And maybe he might get a Grand Slam within the next year or two because he's been playing well. When I first started to notice that he's getting better is I saw him play Rafa on the clay, and he almost beat Rafa. And what I liked is that no matter what the score was, he kept bouncing back. He didn't have his little baby tantrum he has sometimes. And he just showed a lot of grit and maturity. And again, today, you know, down 2 sets against Novak, he could have gone away. He could have said, screw this, kind of like Federer did the other day, to be honest. Okay, I hate to say it, but it happened. And instead, he stood up and he fought right till the end. So you got to give Shapovalov some credit. Tanner says, Federer's still the GOAT, in your opinion. Federer, you know, first of all, there's nothing wrong. Here you go, guys. There's nothing wrong with being the second or third greatest player of all time. That, you know, just because Roger might not end up being the greatest, the GOAT, he can certainly always be your favorite. And there's nothing wrong with being like the second or third greatest of all time. It doesn't take any of Roger's accomplishments away. I mean, that's the thing that's kind of weird to me is sometimes, Roger loses and then everybody kind of like makes comments in my last video, like Roger's a loser all of a sudden, and if Novak ends up being the greatest, what is that taking away from Roger? Is Roger all of a sudden a piece of dog dirt? No. But I mean, I just don't think when you look at all the numbers, if you're really not just saying my favorite, but like the greatest, the best ever, it is not Roger, guys. It isn't Roger. It's Novak. Novak now for a 12-year period, because you might want to, you can go to the easy answers. Oh, well, Roger was older than these guys. And so, but no, if you really look at reality, for 12 years, Roger's still well within his window of being, an elite athlete, still performing, getting better, improving. Novak Djokovic for 12 years has put the beat down on Roger and Rafa, okay? He's had the longest streak, clearly, of anybody ever in the history of tennis of just crushing everybody. He's going to have all the records, guys. Weeks at number one, Grand Slam titles, Masters titles, winning records against the other players. Novak is the GOAT. I'm sorry. Sorry to put it to you that way, guys, but that's just the darn truth, and I can't tell a lie. What do you think will happen to tennis viewership when Nadal and Federer go away and Djokovic dominates everyone for 4 or 5 years? I mean, definitely when Nadal and Federer go away, tennis is going to take a hit. And when Djokovic goes away, tennis is going to take a hit. I've been saying, and I think we've all been saying it for about, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years. Like, when is somebody else going to step up? Because it almost diminishes the credibility of the sport if these guys leave. Like Federer leaving Federer getting to the quarterfinals at age 40 is a great accomplishment for him, but still kind of an embarrassment to the rest of the tour. Final 8 at 40 really shouldn't happen too often, okay? So these guys are basically walking away as old men for athletes and handing the tour off to like no champions. It's weird. It's never happened before. And it will be very interesting to see how it affects people's interest in the game, because I think that these players, even though they're great players, are not going to get the respect. And you can make an argument that they don't really deserve the respect because they hadn't proven that they can beat another champion. I've always seen a new champion beat another champion, right? The young buck beating the old lion. It's always happened, but it's always happened in a window to where the old champion is not quite so old. They're like kind of still in their prime, but they just don't have enough to beat the younger, more, next generation, maybe better talent or more power or just something that you hadn't seen before. They have something you hadn't seen before, like when Sampras won, right? When Sampras won, I was like, whoa, like this is a new brand of tennis. He still played classic tennis that he served and volleyed, but I mean, I had never seen anybody like routinely step up to the line and hit a 120, 25 mile an hour second serve. So you're like, this is different. This guy's special. And he won. And we're just not seeing it happen. And so it's going to leave tennis in a very awkward state, because it's going to take us to accept still loving tennis enough to watch these players who don't quite deserve the respect that all the other champions made us respect them. McEnroe, love him or hate him, he made us respect him. Lendl made us respect him. Becker made us respect him. Sampras made us respect him. Agassi took a while to bloom, but then eventually he made us respect him. Better than Djokovic, Nadal, obviously. Tons of respect. But who deserves the respect? Give me somebody. The only guy right now who I think deserves respect, but he still didn't do it. The closest is Tsitsipas. But then going out first round at Wimbledon was not a good look. At the French Open, I was like, here we go. Maybe this is the guy. And if he could beat Novak, on clay, when Novak has just won the Australian Open, that is maybe a little bit of a change in the guard, or at least he's going to be in there with these guys. And he went 5 sets. But then going out first round really feebly at Wimbledon, that's not a good look. That's not a good look. So who deserves our respect? Where will tennis be after those 3 go away? Who deserves it? Felix Auger-Aliassime? I don't think so. Berrettini, we'll find out. We'll find out if Berrettini deserves it. Even if Federer was 5 slams ahead of Novak, Novak was always going to surpass him. He's 6 years younger. He has ample more time to rack up slams. Djokovic is, since 8 years old, unbeatable on center court of Wimbledon. 8 years. Yeah, since 8 years. Yeah, he's basically been the best grass court player. Pete, sorry, I will not accept. Fed is forever the GOAT. Bashkar, I know he's your favorite, dude, but he's not the GOAT. He's not. I'm sorry. Best movies and stories when the villain wins. You can't change people's opinion. No lay GOAT. Fed is also GOAT. I mean, here's one thing. If you guys want to feel good, when Novak wins on Sunday, it will be a 3-way tie for the GOAT. How about we just all agree on that? Until Novak wins number 21, let's just enjoy it. I'll be happy to say I'm cool with that. When all 3 of them have 20 Grand Slams, that's really cool. That's a great party. Let's just say all 3 of them are the GOAT until Novak wins 21, which will happen very soon. But as long as they all have 20, they're all 3 the GOAT. I would love that. Let's put them all on Mount Rushmore, right? There's been lots of controversy on Mount Rushmore anyway. Let's just put those 3 on Mount Rushmore, and let's have them all retire together with 20. I would be super fine with that. But I don't think that's the way it's going to go down. Let Rafa come. We'll see Rafa can beat him. What Shapovalov should learn from today is that some points are more important than others. Yeah, I think he knew that. That's why he couldn't win those points. I think Shapovalov knew some points were more important than others, and that's why he couldn't win them. If he would have just played them like the other points, he would have won at least a set. Novak is a great athlete, but let's be clear. He's not a natural talent with a flair for Fed or Nadal. He's a modern-day Lendl. That was one thing. I'm going to take that to task. What is talent? What is talent? What is skill? Everybody would say McEnroe is more talented than Lendl. I happen to like McEnroe better. I thought he was more interesting to watch. Doesn't necessarily mean he was more talented. Touch is a talent, right? So maybe you show Lendl, hey, although Lendl, a lot of people don't understand how great Lendl's drop shot was, especially his forehand drop shot. He'd come here. He was like the first first player. Remember this. Everybody wants to bag on Lendl not being talented, not being versatile. First of all, he served and volleyed, got to the finals of Wimbledon when you had to, serving and volleying. That's pretty damn talented. And another thing, too, is Lendl would set up to hit a big forehand, and then he hit that little drop shot. Now all the players do it, and he's the first one to really master that move. And so touch we always look at, we equate touch as talent for some reason. But McEnroe didn't have the talent for hitting the ball hard. You could give McEnroe 100 shots in a row, point blank. He would never hit the ball as hard as Lendl as much as he tried. He didn't have the talent to hit the ball as hard as Lendl did. Is hitting the ball hard not a talent? Is being focused not a talent? Is training hard not a skill?
Hey, they're about to have camp sign out.
They're having camp sign up. I've got to leave, guys. We're going to end this broadcast. They're kicking me out.
Because I'm just mean.
Because she's mean. So subscribe if you feel sorry for me. See you guys.